There's one recommendation I give to all the members inside of our 7-Figure Agency, and that's to publish a book. Now, I'm not talking about becoming the next Alex Hormozi and spending years running a massive book. I'm talking about a simple, industry-specific guide that positions you as the go-to expert in your niche to get clients coming to you pre-positioned to buy and willing to pay at premium rates. I've used this strategy to scale my agency to over $7 million per year, as well as dozens of other multi-million-dollar agencies within our community. So let's break down exactly why a book is the ultimate client acquisition tool, how to create one without taking forever, and the specific strategies I've used to leverage my book into millions of dollars in revenue within my agency. Here's why your book is the ultimate authority building tool. There's really two things that will position you as an expert in the eyes of your ideal prospects. Number one, you're on the front of the stage creating content and speaking. You're at an event. Number two is you're the published author. When someone sees that you've written the complete guide to internet marketing for your niche, you instantly elevate your status. You're no longer just another marketing agency. You're the authority. People are willing to pay a premium rate because they want to work with the best of the best in your industry. My example, I published the book, How to Triple Your Sales by Getting Your Internet Marketing Right for Plumbing and HVAC Contractors. It really transformed the way prospects viewed us completely. Instead of chasing leads down and trying to convince them that we know what we're doing and we have any level of expertise, they saw that we published the book, they were exposed to our content, and they started to come to us pre-positioned to buy. Before I dive into the publishing process, I want to mention that if you're an agency owner looking to scale to 7 figures, we're currently offering free agency acceleration sessions where we'll analyze your current situation and create a custom game plan to help you scale. So if that sounds good, click the link in the description to schedule a free session. Back to the video. Publishing a book like this is actually easier than most people think. Most people think they have to write a message, perfect the book, write for hours and hours, get an editor, get a publisher, and they overthink the entire process. In all actuality, you can publish through Amazon. There's a service called Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, basically for free. You pay $2 per book for offer copies to get the actual physical book in your hands. And it's going to depend upon how many pages you have and how big the book is, but somewhere in that $1 to $3 range, you'll actually get the physical books, which is less expensive than most brochures that you might print out. You gotta recognize most people don't read these types of books cover to cover. They see the book, most of the time they see it on a shelf and they're like, okay, that looks impressive. Sometimes they'll open it up and maybe you read the first chapter, read the last chapter. Don't feel like you have to overthink it. Don't feel like you have to make the book perfect. You can leverage it as an asset in a lot of different ways, which we'll talk about in a minute. Think of this as a book, right? There's the book, which is like, man, I'm gonna pour my heart, my soul, all my experience into a book. I'm gonna really make it the best book it could possibly be. And that's the book. I think all of us have the book in us at some point. But right now what we need is a book specific to our industry that provides meaningful value, but isn't over-engineered and isn't overthought. I think the cover, and I hate to say it, don't judge a book by its cover. I think the cover is one of the most important aspects because if you got a beautiful cover, that automatically is gonna give you credibility, right? So law firm digital marketing, really nice cover. The Best Known Dojo by Chris Rodriguez, a really nice cover here. Seductive Digital Marketing by Breffen and Brad Ferris. The cover is pretty important. The way that it positions you is important. When it comes to the writing of the content, not all of us are good writers. And when I first thought about the process of writing my first book, I was like, okay, I'm gonna come up with my table of contents and I'm gonna figure out what the chapters are. I'm gonna type those chapters out section by section. That just wasn't in the cards for me. That's not my strength. I'm good at being on video. I'm good at talking off the cuff. And so the way I did it was I was doing webinars every single month, right? A webinar on your big picture digital marketing strategy, and then a webinar on how to set up a website for conversion, and then a webinar on how to get that website ranked and build authority, a webinar on how to get ranked into Google Maps. And so what I did was I took the recordings of those webinars and I had them transcribed. Then I worked with a writing service that was able to help me take that transcription and turn it into something interesting and relevant. And really what I love about this approach to publishing a book is it's your IP. It's your way of explaining it. It's your way of viewing how the people in your industry should generate a result. And then it's just transformed into a book format. Again, you can do this a lot of different ways. I find that most agencies prefer to speak or to have transcribed versions. Nowadays, you can even use AI to help augment that, AI to help you form it. Don't just say, I want a book on internet marketing for my industry. Just let it be gibberish, right? Make sure it's your intellectual property. It's your philosophy. One cool thing that we do for our 7-Figure Agency members is we actually provide the template of my book and some augmented strategies on how to modify that for your niche, how to customize it. And one of the best things you can do to really make your book pop and to really make it stand out is write a custom introduction and then make sure every chapter has information and it has a case study. The most influential thing that makes your book relevant and useful is when there's case studies and there's stories. Take your book, give it great content, and then fill it in with examples and case studies. Hey, so this is the concept. Here's the example of a company in our space that has implemented that, the results that they've gotten. That's really going to be the most impactful thing that you can make your book really stand out. Have a great cover, have a compelling introduction, leverage case studies and examples throughout, and then have a great conclusion, right? Tell them exactly what you want them to do next. Hey, now that you've read the book, if you got great value, if you'd like to have our team review your online marketing strategy, like just like you would close a webinar, offer them that next step. Tell them how they can engage with you to get more support in implementing those strategies. So now let's talk about the best ways to leverage your book. Strategy number one is what I would call your Dream 100 mailing campaign. We've all heard of this concept. Chet Holmes popularized it in the book, The Ultimate Sales Machine, where you choose 100 dream clients that you would just love to do business with, that you know you can help. You're supposed to mail that list again and again and again, every single month, checking in with them, letting them know you're interested. Being assertive. One of the great things you can do is take your physical book, sight unseen, unrequested, mail it out to that group and reach out to them, let them know, hey, I sent you a copy of the book. Really excited to have you take a look at it and would love to chat about how we can help you get results. What's really cool is it's lumpy mail. It's really effective for getting appointments because it's different. Books have a long shelf life, right? Unlike a brochure, unlike other materials you might send that's all going to go in the trash, a book is going to stay on their shelf, or maybe it's going to stay on their desk. Maybe it's going to stay on their bathroom cadenza, but they're going to keep it around. And whether they do business with you right now or they do business with you down the track, they're going to see you again and again. So strategy number one, mail it out to your Dream 100 list. Strategy number two would be to do a free plus shipping funnel, which is basically just saying, hey, look, I'd like to send you a copy of my book. I'll send it to you completely free of charge. All you have to do is enter your credit card details to cover the shipping. You know, there's a couple of different ways to handle that. I would say we have actually moved in our agency offering the book for free as long as they're a qualified prospect. We don't even gate them and have them enter their name and their email address. We want to make as little resistance as possible and just say, hey, you want the book? Prove to me you're an actual plumbing HVAC company. Give me your physical address and I'll send it out. This is a great lead magnet, a great way to bring them into our world and get them interested in doing business. This is going to have a much higher perceived value than our typical lead magnet, which might be just a cheat sheet or a guide of some sort. Strategy number three is to leverage it at trade shows and events, right? We all know we should be in our industry event and we should be at their conferences that are happening. Ideally, we'll have a booth. And there's always a challenge, like why would somebody want to come back to our booth? How can we create an engaging conversation? What can we give out at the booth? One of the best things you can do is have your books stacked up, just a bunch of your books available and say, hey, look, I'd love to give you a free copy of the book. And that's a reason to start a conversation. And most people will come have a conversation and they'll give you their contact details in exchange for a free copy of the book. Great way to maximize your engagement at the event. And then strategy number four is we can use it to create speaking opportunities. This is probably one of the most powerful ways to use the book because, again, if we want to build authority, we can publish a book and we can be up on the front of the stage speaking. I really believe stage time is money time. Your industry events, your industry conferences within your niche, they're looking for speakers. They're looking for people that can add value, but they want to bring quality providers. They want to bring people that know what they're talking about. They want to bring people that are going to impress the audience. And so being able to reach out and say, hey, I'm the author of Drive More Business, which is a book specifically for auto repair shops. I'd love to come out, do a presentation at your next conference. I'm sending you a copy of the book for your review. It positions you as an expert and it will open up more doors to get those types of speaking opportunities. So really what we're after is creating omnipresence in your niche. Your goal is to be known. Your goal is to be everywhere they're looking. And the book just fits into the complete system. Your book becomes the foundation of your authority. You can layer that on for more consistent top of mind awareness with webinars around the chapters in the book, podcast interviews with successful people within your industry, regular social media content, long form and short form and text-based. The book fuels those other marketing channels. So just as an example, I just wrote this in my book. Let me send you the chapter. I'm doing a webinar based on chapter 3. Would you like to attend? And then you can retarget prospects, your ads everywhere after visiting your website or entering your funnel. So when someone sees your book, hears you on a podcast, attends your webinars, sees your ads across social media, that's how you become omnipresent. And the end result is prospects start thinking, looking, this person really seems to know our industry inside and out. They've got proven results. They've got prolific content, and I see them everywhere. I don't know why we haven't given them a shot. So when they do schedule in and when they do come into your world, they're leaning in. They're coming in pre-positioned to buy. This is why I really think that publishing a book is one of the best strategies to position yourself as an expert and to get clients coming to you pre-positioned to buy. Now, if you want to implement this entire book strategy in your agency and use all of our other proven systems for landing clients, delivering results, building a team, and scaling to 7 figures, then click the first link in the description and book a free agency acceleration session with us. Over 176 other agencies have gone through our program, implemented the strategies, and hit $1 million per year. So if you want to do the same, click the link, book your free call with us, and we'll see if you're a good fit to help you take your agency to the next level. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.